What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Don back here with another build video, man, and today I got y'all with a rare power forward build. But make sure y'all go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're on the way to 10K. We're about halfway there, man, so I need y'all to help your boy out and subscribe to the channel. But alright, man, let's get into the actual build. Sorry, man, on the build, we're going to start off with the driving dunk. We're going to take that up to an 80. And I know an 80 isn't crazy high, but this build is good at a bunch of different stuff, so the attributes will be a little more balanced. So we're going with 80 for the driving dunk. For the driving layup, we're going to take that up to a 65, which isn't a ton, but is decent. You know what I'm saying? Close shot, we're going to take that up to a 63. And the standing dunk, we're going to keep that at a 45. Now, the post control, that's going to come up on its own, so we're just going to go ahead and actually do it. We're going to take it up to a 50. That is not to get any badges. That's just going to happen throughout the build regardless. Now, a three-point shot, we're going to max that thing out. Now, mid-range, leave it right where it's at. Like, if you can make mid-ranges, you'll be able to make them. But this build is primarily focused on the three. This is a 4 build that's going to play outside of the paint and give the center a little bit of room down there, man. So we're gonna take the free throw up to an 86, and there aren't any badges allocated to the free throw category, so you really ain't looking at much there. The pass accuracy, though, this is where this build really shines. This is what gives it this rare build name. We're gonna take this up to an 89. Now, for the ball handle and the speed with ball, we're gonna max both of them things out, man. And you can see we do get lightning launch on bronze. And then for the ball handle, we get a couple things. We get ankle assassin on bronze, handles for days on bronze, and a silver unpluckable, man. The build is looking pretty tough so far. Now for this interior defense, we're gonna take this up to a 74, man. As a power forward, there are a lot of times you're going to be guarding some sort of slasher. It almost always happens. And even if you're going up against another stretch, you still wanna have a little bit of interior. They may be able to take that thing to the rim. Now, for perimeter defense, we're going to take that up to an 84. Still, we're going to take that up to a 79, and I think any off-ball build should have about a 79 on the steal. It'll just help you out. The block, we're going to take this up to an 84 as well, and having block on a big man build is a no-brainer. Of course, you want to have block. Now, defensive rebound, we're going to take that up to a 92. Now, for the speed max, agility, we're going to max that out. For the strength, you will need an 85 strength, and you'll see in a bit why. And then for the vertical, we're going to take that up to an 80. Now, this isn't to get any crazy dunks or anything like that, but it is to be able to contest certain things, to be able to get up for those rebounds. There's a few different uses for vert that we're using on this build. Now, we're going to talk about these badges real quick because there are a bunch of badges that this build gets that I just want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We get box out on gold. Now, you don't have a crazy rebound. You do have decent defensive rebound, but you don't have a crazy rebound on this build. But that's because this build won't be the primary rebounder. But it will be solid enough to do a lot of different things. We got break starter on gold, so if you do get that defensive rebound, you can get the team out on the break way better with a build like this. I know a lot of point guards out here don't even have the 89 pass accuracy, which is kind of insane if you think about it. So we got glove on silver, paint patroller on silver. That makes this build able to play defense in those lanes, like in the actual lane, not the passing lanes, but in the lane, like in the paint. Like, you know, you'll be all right down there. You can actually help the center out. So in case he got to come out of the paint for some reason, or he's not able to play the paint, you can be that good secondary defender. We got posterizer on bronze, but this one is crazy. The strong handle on Hall of Fame. That enables this build to be able to dribble a little bit in the open court, you know, without worry about getting pushed around out there. I'm seeing a lot of point guards get pushed around out there. This build has strength, so it shouldn't happen for this one. So unpluckable, we got that on silver. Versatile visionary. Standing oops are back this year. And that's one thing that I think I like about this game. Like on my Shaq build with the 95 dunk, the standing oops are really good. So to be able to have another person on the court that can effectively throw them will definitely help me out, you know what I'm saying? And I know there's not a lot of pass accuracy on the floor normally, and this is probably one of the positions where you can squeeze it in and it won't really hurt the build too much. Slippery off ball on silver, pretty decent for this build, but one of the biggest things that I like about this build is the immovable enforcer being on gold. That is huge for any build. That makes the build so much better on defense without even having to do anything crazy. You already need to have strength anyway, but the high perimeter it's something that definitely helps out. Silver brick wall is terrible. I don't know if y'all been playing and trying to set screens with a lower brick wall is horrible. It's real bad, but you know, you won't have to be, you usually at the floor won't have to set screens on the lock or anything like that. So you can be setting off ball screens, getting other people open, you know, stuff like that for a build like this. But all right, man, now it is time to show off what this build is called. Shades of Draymond Green, Andre Karolinko, and Tari Eason. But this build name is absolutely crazy. Let me know down in the comment section if y'all seen this before. This build comes out as a stretch .4. Shout out to my man JB for making this build. It's absolutely amazing. I like the name for sure. And we've been running with it in Pro-Am a little bit, and it's pretty decent, man. It definitely gets the job done. Takes some pressure off the point guard to have another very high passing build that can actually get passes to people on time. But of course, it's time to talk about those animations. Now, looking at the animations, one thing I'm gonna show you first is the jump shot that I'm rocking. I'm going with the Cam Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Troy Brown Jr. I just like those two releases, and I feel like they're pretty decent for this year. The grades on them aren't too great, but the jump shot looks good. I mean, all that matters is the jump shot looks good. And I made it a little slower because I've noticed, definitely from playing the game, that the slower jump shots seem to be a little more consistent for me. Let me know how y'all feel about that down in the comment section. But one thing that I can say, this Klay Thompson free throw is the best free throw in the game. If you're not using this free throw, or you don't have the ability to get this free throw, that sucks for you, because this is the best free throw in the game. You make all of them, what seems like. So for the layup style, the only ones that we can really afford are either default swings or Ben Simmons. So yeah, we're gonna rock with Ben Simmons. I mean, hopefully he has come back here this year. The dunk style, you can go with Paul George, but one thing that I do like in here, if you go with the 2-foot moving dunks, in the tomahawk section, leaning slams, man, I got put on that recently. It's a pretty solid little dunk package to have on you, you know what I'm saying? The dribble pull up, I always go with Pro 2. The go-to shot, Paul George has been pretty decent, and I like it so far. I've played a little bit with it. It's pretty good. The dribble pull up, like I said, Pro 2. The pass style, you can go with any pass style you want. So I think the only one that I've had a lot of success on, I like Domantas Sabonis. Trae Young's is also pretty good, but Domantas Sabonis or Trae Young, those are probably my two favorites so far. Tyrese Halliburton is probably decent, but I haven't tried it yet. Fundamental or none are also good, you know, if you don't mind those pass styles. So with the dribble style of the choices, I'm definitely gonna go with Pro. I mean, KD is probably all right, but Pro, I would say of these choices, are probably the best. Signature size up KD, and the step back I'm gonna put on Paul George. All that other stuff, that is completely up to you, but those other ones that I talked about in the playmaking moves are probably some of the best that I've seen for a build this size.